First contact and rescue. The vast expanse of space stretched out before Captain Elena Reyes as she stood on the bridge of the Earth Federation starship Horizon. Her dark eyes scanned the unfamiliar star system, a mixture of excitement and apprehension coursing through her veins. This was humanity's first venture beyond the solar system, and the weight of responsibility pressed heavily on her shoulders. "Captain, we're picking up an unusual signal," Lieutenant Kai Chen reported, his fingers dancing across the holographic display. "It's faint, but it doesn't match any known patterns in our database." Elena leaned forward, her interest piqued. "Can you isolate it, Kai?" "Working on it," he replied, his brow furrowed in concentration. After a few moments, a haunting, melodic sound filled the bridge. It was unlike anything they had ever heard before, a series of complex harmonies that seemed to defy human vocal ranges. "It's beautiful," whispered Dr. Amira Rashid, the ship's xenobiologist. "But there's something desperate about it." Elena nodded, feeling the same sense of urgency. "Kai, can you triangulate the source?" "Yes, Captain. It's coming from the third planet in this system. Scans show it's a terrestrial world, but the atmosphere is toxic to humans. We'd need environmental suits to explore the surface." Without hesitation, Elena made her decision. "Prepare a landing party. We're going down there." Within the hour, Elena led a small team to the planet's surface. The harsh ochre landscape was dotted with strange, crystalline formations that sparkled under the light of the system's distant sun. The air, visible through their helmet visors, shimmered with a purplish haze. As they followed the signal, the team crested a ridge and stopped short. Before them lay a sprawling structure, its architecture utterly alien, all swooping curves and impossible angles that seemed to defy gravity. "My God," Dr. Rashid breathed. "It's a city." But it was a city devoid of life. As they cautiously made their way through the empty streets, the eerie silence was broken only by the continuous broadcast of the melodic signal. "Captain," called out Security Chief Zara Okoro, her voice tense. "I think I found something." Elena hurried over to where Zara stood at the entrance of a large, domed building. As they stepped inside, their helmet lights illuminated a sight that made Elena's heart clench. Huddled together in the center of the room were dozens of small, alien children. Their skin was a pale, luminescent blue, and their large, multifaceted eyes reflected the light like prisms. They were clearly terrified, but there was also a flicker of hope as they saw the humans approach. Dr. Rashid immediately knelt down, her medical scanner whirring. "They're malnourished and dehydrated, but otherwise stable. Captain, we need to get them out of here." Elena nodded, her mind racing. This was far beyond the scope of their mission, but she couldn't bring herself to abandon these children. "Agreed. But where are the adults, their parents?" As if in answer, one of the alien children stepped forward. She held out a small crystalline device. When Elena took it, a holographic image sprang to life, showing an adult of the species. The alien spoke, its words translated by their universal communicators. "To whoever finds this message, we beg for your help. Our world is dying, poisoned by a cataclysm of our own making. We, the last adults of the Luminari, have left our children here in stasis while we search for a cure. But if you are hearing this, we have failed. Please, take care of our children. They are the last hope for our species." The message ended, leaving a heavy silence. Elena looked at the faces of her crew, then at the alien children who watched them with a mixture of fear and hope. "Well," she said, her voice firm with resolve, "looks like our mission just changed. Let's get these kids to safety." As they began the delicate process of moving the Luminari children to their shuttle, Elena couldn't help but marvel at the turn of events. Humanity's first extrasolar mission had just become a rescue operation for an entire alien species. The challenges ahead were daunting, but as she watched her crew gently comfort and care for the alien orphans, she felt a surge of pride. This, she thought, was humanity at its best, compassionate, adaptable, and determined to help, even in the face of the unknown. As they lifted off from the dying planet, Elena knew that whatever came next, this moment would change the course of human history forever. The journey back to the horizon was tense. The shuttle, designed for a small human crew, was now packed with dozens of alien children. Dr. Rashid worked tirelessly, adapting their medical equipment on the fly to meet the Luminari's unique physiology. "Captain," she reported, her voice strained but determined, "their biology is fascinating. They seem to absorb energy directly through their skin, like some kind of organic photosynthesis. The malnourishment isn't from lack of food as we understand it, but from the absence of their star's specific radiation." Elena nodded, her mind already racing with the implications. "Can we replicate it?" "I think so," Amira replied. "With some modifications to our UV lamps, we should be able to provide them with the energy they need." As they docked with the horizon, Elena faced her next challenge, explaining the situation to her crew and preparing them for their new passengers. She stood before the assembled crew in the main hangar, the Luminari children huddled behind her, their luminescent skin casting a soft, ethereal glow. "I know this is unexpected," Elena began, her voice carrying across the silent hangar. "Our mission was to explore, to make first contact if possible. Instead, we've become guardians, tasked with saving the last children of an entire civilization." She paused, looking at each of her crew members. "I won't lie to you. This will be difficult. We're venturing into unknown territory, legally, ethically, and practically. But I believe this is a defining moment for humanity. How we handle this situation will show the galaxy what kind of species we truly are." To her relief and pride, she saw determination and compassion in the eyes of her crew. They began to nod, some even smiling at the alien children. "We're with you, Captain," Chief Engineer Yuki Tanaka spoke up. "Whatever it takes." With the crew's support secured, they set about making the horizon suitable for their new passengers. Yuki and her team worked around the clock to modify the ship's environmental systems, creating spaces where the Luminari children could absorb the energy they needed. Meanwhile, Dr. Rashid led the effort to understand and care for the children's unique needs. It was a steep learning curve, filled with trials and errors, but slowly they began to make progress. Communication was their biggest hurdle. The Luminari didn't speak as humans did. Instead, they communicated through complex patterns of light emitted from their skin. It was Kai who had the breakthrough, realizing that the patterns corresponded to the melodic signals they had first detected. "It's not just communication," he explained excitedly to Elena. "It's their language, their history, their entire culture encoded in light and sound." As the days passed, the horizon became a place of wonder and discovery. Human crew members and Luminari children learned from each other, bridging the gap between their vastly different species. Elena watched as Security Chief Zara Okoro, usually so stern, gently guided a group of Luminari through a modified Tai Chi routine, their movements leaving trails of light in the air. In the mess hall, cook Sergei Volkov had taken it upon himself to create meals for the Luminari. Arranging UV lamps and prisms to create dazzling light shows that the children absorbed with obvious delight. But it wasn't all smooth sailing. As they made their way back to Earth, Elena grappled with the enormity of what they had undertaken. How would Earth's governments react? What would this mean for humanity's place in the galaxy? Her concerns were justified. As soon as they entered communications range with Earth, the horizon was inundated with messages from various government agencies, scientific institutions, and even religious groups, all demanding information and making claims on the Luminari children. "It's a political nightmare," Elena confided to her senior staff during a late-night meeting. "Half of them want to study the children, the other half want to argue about the legal and ethical implications. And that's not even considering the potential reactions from other alien species once word gets out. We can't let them be treated like specimens," Dr. Rashid said fiercely. "They're children, not science experiments." Elena nodded, feeling the weight of command more heavily than ever. "I agree, but we need a plan. We can't just show up at Earth with no idea what happens next. It was Kai who offered a solution. What if we don't go to Earth, at least not right away? We've made a monumental discovery here, not just the Luminari, but proof that there are other alien civilizations out there. Maybe it's time for humanity to take its place on the galactic stage. Elena considered this. It was risky, potentially career-ending if it went wrong. But as she looked at her crew, at the trust and determination in their eyes, she knew it was the right choice. "All right," she said, a small smile playing on her lips. "Let's rewrite the mission. We'll make contact with other species, try to find allies who can help us protect and raise the Luminari. We'll show the galaxy that humanity is ready to join them, not as conquerors or victims, but as friends and protectors." As the meeting adjourned, Elena made her way to the observation deck. She found a young Luminari there, its skin pulsing with soft blue light as it stared out at the stars. Without fully understanding why, Elena knelt beside the child. "I promise," she said softly, knowing the child couldn't understand her words, but hoping it could sense her intent. "We'll find you a home. We'll keep you safe." The Luminari turned to her, its multifaceted eyes reflecting the starlight. Slowly, deliberately, it reached out and placed a small, glowing hand on Elena's chest, right over her heart. In that moment, a wave of emotion washed over her: gratitude, hope, and something else, something alien yet deeply familiar. As the horizon continued its journey into the unknown, Elena felt a renewed sense of purpose. They were no longer just explorers or rescuers. They had become ambassadors for humanity and guardians of a legacy more precious than any scientific discovery. The adventure was just beginning, and whatever challenges lay ahead, Elena knew that they would face them together, humans and Luminari, two species united by compassion and the shared hope for a brighter future among the stars. Quantum diplomacy and the Galactic Council. As the horizon ventured deeper into uncharted space, Captain Elena Reyes stood on the bridge, her eyes fixed on the swirling vortex of a newly discovered quantum nebula. The ethereal, ever-shifting colors of the nebula reflected off the luminescent skin of the young Luminari child standing beside her. "It's beautiful, isn't it, Zara?" Elena said softly to the alien child. Over the past weeks, the crew had given names to the Luminari children, and Zara, named after their brave security chief, had become Elena's constant shadow. Zara's skin pulsed with a pattern of soft blues and purples, mirroring the nebula's colors. Elena had learned to interpret some of these patterns, and this one conveyed a sense of awe and curiosity. Suddenly, the ship's alarms blared to life. "Captain," Lieutenant Kai Chen called out, his fingers flying over the holographic controls. "We're detecting a massive energy surge from within the nebula." Before Elena could respond, a colossal structure emerged from the swirling quantum mists. It was like nothing they had ever seen before, a massive space station that seemed to defy the laws of physics, its architecture a blend of organic curves and impossible geometries. "My God," Dr. Amura Rashid breathed, her eyes wide with wonder. It's alive." Indeed, the station seemed to pulse with its own inner light, tendrils of energy reaching out to caress the horizon gently. A deep, resonant voice filled the bridge, seeming to come from everywhere and nowhere at once. "Welcome, travelers. We are the quantum architects, guardians of the galactic nexus. Your arrival has been foretold." Elena exchanged glances with her crew, a mixture of excitement and apprehension on their faces. "This is Captain Elena Reyes of the Earth Federation starship Horizon. We come in peace and seek your wisdom." There was a moment of silence, and then the voice spoke again, this time with a hint of curiosity. "You bear with you the children of the Luminari. This was unexpected. The threads of fate have shifted." Before Elena could respond, the horizon was enveloped in a soft purple light. When it faded, they found themselves inside a vast, circular chamber within the living space station. Beings of all shapes and sizes surrounded them, some humanoid, others defying description. At the center stood a tall, ethereal figure that seemed to be composed entirely of shifting light and energy. "Welcome to the Galactic Council," the figure said, its voice the same one they had heard earlier. "I am Zephyr, the Prime Architect. Your arrival with the Luminari children has caused quite a stir among the cosmic winds." Elena stepped forward, Zora's small hand clutched tightly in hers. "We found them abandoned on a dying world. We couldn't leave them behind." A murmur ran through the assembled aliens. Zephyr's form shimmered, and Elena sensed a mix of approval and concern. A noble act, but one that has far-reaching consequences. The Luminari were once a powerful race, guardians of cosmic balance. Their disappearance millennia ago threw the galaxy into chaos. "We had no idea," Elena said, her mind reeling from the implications. "We're explorers, new to interstellar travel. We only wanted to help." Zephyr's form pulsed with what Elena interpreted as understanding. "Your intentions were pure, but the galaxy is a complex place. The return of the Luminari will shift the balance of power. Many will seek to control them, to use their innate abilities for their own gain." As if on cue, one of the alien delegates stepped forward, a tall, insectoid being with iridescent wings. "The Luminari belong with us, the Vespari Collective. We have the resources to raise them properly." Another alien, this one a mass of writhing tentacles, objected loudly. "Nonsense. The oceanic synergy would provide the ideal environment for their unique needs." The chamber erupted into a cacophony of arguments and counter-arguments. Elena felt overwhelmed, but she knew she had to act. These were not just alien orphans anymore. They were the key to galactic stability. Taking a deep breath, Elena raised her voice. "Energy." The chamber fell silent, all eyes turning to the human captain. "I understand that the return of the Luminari is significant to all of you," Elena began, her voice steady and determined. "But they are not bargaining chips or weapons to be used. They are children, the last of their kind, and they need protection and guidance." She looked down at Zara, whose skin was pulsing with a mix of fear and hope. "On our short journey together, we've learned so much from these children. They have a unique perspective, a way of seeing the universe that could benefit all of us. But they need time to grow, to learn, to become who they're meant to be." Elena turned to face Zephyr and the Galactic Council. "I propose a compromise. Let the Horizon continue its mission, but not just as an Earth expedition. Let us become a true galactic endeavor. We'll assemble a crew of different species, each bringing their unique knowledge and skills. Together, we'll explore the universe, giving the Luminari children a chance to learn from the best the galaxy has to offer." The chamber was silent for a moment, then erupted into excited chatter. Zephyr's form glowed brightly. "An interesting proposal, Captain Reyes. But can humanity be trusted with such a responsibility? You are, as you said, new to the galactic stage." Elena stood tall, her voice ringing with conviction. "Humanity has made many mistakes, it's true, but we've learned from them. Our history has taught us the value of diversity, the strength that comes from unity despite our differences. We may be young, but we're eager to learn, to grow, to be part of something greater than ourselves." She gestured to her crew, who stood proudly behind her. "Look at what we've already accomplished. We've taken in these children, learned to communicate with them, to care for their unique needs. We didn't do it for power or political gain. We did it because it was the right thing to do." The chamber was silent again, but this time, Elena sensed a shift in the atmosphere. The alien delegates were looking at the humans with new respect. Zephyr's form pulsed with what Elena could only describe as approval. "You speak with wisdom beyond your years, Captain Reyes. Your proposal has merit. The quantum architects will help modify your ship, integrating technologies from various races. You will have access to the quantum nexus, allowing for faster-than-light communication across the galaxy." The insectoid Vespari stepped forward again, but this time without hostility. "The Vespari Collective would be honored to provide crew members and share our knowledge of xenobiology." Other races began to offer their support: engineers, scientists, diplomats, each bringing unique skills and perspectives to the mission. As the details were hammered out, Elena felt a tug on her hand. She looked down to see Zara, the young Luminari's skin pulsing with a complex pattern of colors. Somehow, Elena understood. Zara was showing her a vision of the future, a diverse crew working together, exploring the wonders of the universe, with the Luminari children growing and learning alongside them. Elena smiled, a sense of hope and excitement filling her heart. This was more than she could have ever imagined when they first set out from Earth. They had come seeking new worlds and had found a new family, a new purpose. As the Galactic Council session concluded, Elena turned to her crew. "Well," she said with a grin, "looks like we've got some work to do. Who's ready to remake our ship into the galaxy's greatest expedition?" The enthusiasm in their eyes was all the answer she needed. The horizon was about to become a beacon of hope, a symbol of unity in a vast and complex galaxy. And humanity, represented by this brave crew, would take its first steps towards becoming true citizens of the cosmos. The adventure was far from over. In fact, it was just beginning. The quantum odyssey begins. The horizon emerged from the quantum nebula, but it was no longer the same ship that had entered. Its sleek hull now shimmered with an iridescent coating that seemed to shift and change as you watched it. Impossibly graceful structures spiraled out from its core, housing technology beyond human understanding. Captain Elena Reyes stood on the bridge, marveling at the holographic displays that surrounded her. The ship's systems now operated on a level that merged technology and consciousness in ways she was still struggling to comprehend. "Captain," a melodious voice chimed, "the quantum drive is primed and ready for our first jump." Elena turned to see Zixara, the Vespari engineer who had joined their crew. The insectoid being's compound eyes reflected the swirling data streams that filled the air. "Thank you, Zixara," Elena replied with a smile. "Is everyone ready for this?" Around the bridge, a diverse array of beings nodded or signaled their assent. Humans worked alongside aliens of various species, each bringing unique skills and perspectives to their shared mission. "All right then," Elena said, taking a deep breath. "Let's make history, engage the quantum drive." The ship hummed to life, a sound unlike anything Elena had ever heard before. It was as if the very fabric of reality was singing around them. The viewscreen ahead showed the stars stretching into impossibly long lines, and then they were elsewhere. The bridge erupted in cheers as they realized what had just happened. They had traversed half the galaxy in an instant, using technology that even the most advanced races considered theoretical. "It worked," Dr. Amura Rashid exclaimed, her eyes wide with wonder. The Luminari children's unique quantum entanglement properties, combined with Vespari biotechnology and Architect's cosmic understanding, it's revolutionary. Elena nodded, still in awe of what they had accomplished. The Luminari children, under the guidance of their alien crew members, had become an integral part of the ship's systems. Their innate ability to manipulate quantum fields had been the key to unlocking this new form of travel. "Where are we, Kai?" Elena asked, turning to her navigation officer. Lieutenant Kai Chen, working in tandem with a holographic AI representation of the ship's new quantum core, studied the readouts. "We're in uncharted space, Captain, far beyond any known maps or records." Excitement rippled through the crew. They were truly going where no one had gone before. Suddenly, an alarm blared. "Captain," Zixara called out, mandibles clicking in agitation. "We're detecting a massive gravitational anomaly directly ahead." The viewscreen shifted, revealing a sight that left everyone speechless. Before them hung a colossal structure, dwarfing even the largest space stations they had encountered. It was a perfect sphere, but unlike anything they had ever seen. Its surface seemed to ripple and shift, showing glimpses of other realities, other universes. "By the cosmic winds," whispered Zephyr, the quantum architect who had joined their crew. "It's a multiversal nexus point, a place where all realities converge. As they watched in awe, the surface of the sphere rippled and a figure emerged. It was humanoid in shape, but its form kept shifting, as if it couldn't decide on a single appearance. "Greetings, travelers," the being's voice echoed in their minds. "I am the curator of realities. Your arrival was unexpected." Elena stepped forward, her voice steady despite her racing heart. "I am Captain Elena Reyes of the Starship Horizon. We come seeking knowledge and understanding." The curator's form shimmered, and Elena sensed a mix of curiosity and concern. "You bear with you the children of the Luminari, the last of the reality weavers. Their presence here, it changes everything." Before Elena could respond, the young Luminari named Zara stepped forward, her skin pulsing with complex patterns of light. To everyone's surprise, she began to communicate directly with the curator in a language of pure quantum information. As the exchange continued, the curator's form became more stable, settling into an appearance that resembled a blend of all the species present on the horizon. "Fascinating," the curator said at last. "The Luminari children have shown me the path you've taken, the choices you've made. You stand at a crossroads not just for your galaxy, but for all realities." The curator waved a hand, and the space around them transformed. They found themselves surrounded by swirling visions of different timelines, different versions of history. "The multiversal nexus is in danger," the curator explained. "A cosmic imbalance threatens to unravel the very fabric of reality itself. In countless timelines, this leads to the collapse of all existence. But in this one, you arrived." Elena felt the weight of the curator's words. "What can we do?" she asked, knowing that the answer would change their mission forever. The curator smiled, a sight both beautiful and terrifying in its cosmic significance. "You, with your diverse crew and the reality weavers at your heart, have the potential to restore balance. But the journey will be perilous, spanning not just space, but time and alternate realities." The crew of the Horizon exchanged glances, a mix of excitement and apprehension on their faces. This was far beyond anything they had imagined when they first set out from Earth. Elena took a deep breath, then straightened her shoulders. "We accept this responsibility," she said, her voice ringing with determination. "We set out to explore the universe, to bridge the gaps between different species. If we can do the same for different realities, then that's what we'll do." The curator nodded, approval radiating from its shifting form. "Then let your quantum odyssey truly begin. I will impart to your ship the knowledge needed to navigate the streams of reality. Use it wisely, for every choice you make will ripple across the multiverse." As the curator's knowledge flowed into the Horizon's systems, Elena turned to her crew. Humans stood alongside aliens of various species, all united in their shared purpose. The Luminari children, once orphans of a lost world, now stood as the key to saving all of existence. "Well, crew," Elena said with a smile that belied the enormity of their task, "it looks like we've got our work cut out for us. Who's ready to save the multiverse?" The enthusiastic response from her diverse crew filled Elena with hope. As the Horizon prepared to embark on its greatest adventure yet, she knew that whatever challenges lay ahead, they would face them together. The quantum odyssey was about to begin, and with it, a new chapter in the story of not just humanity, but all sentient life across the multiverse. Chronos sapiens and the entropy wars. The Horizon materialized in a swirling vortex of temporal energy, its quantum-enhanced hull gleaming with ethereal light. Captain Elena Reyes steadied herself as the ship stabilized, the crew around her a mix of excitement and apprehension. "Status report," Elena called out, her eyes scanning the holographic displays that filled the bridge. Zixara, the Vespari engineer, chittered excitedly. "Quantum drive functioning at 146% efficiency, Captain. The temporal shielding is holding." Elena nodded, still amazed at how far they'd come. What had started as a simple rescue mission had evolved into a journey beyond imagination. They were no longer just explorers of space, but travelers through time and dimensions. When are we, Kai? Elena asked her navigation officer. Lieutenant Kai Chen, his hands dancing over the holographic controls, furrowed his brow. According to the Chronos sensors, we've arrived approximately 10,000 years in the future of our original timeline. But Captain, there's something strange. Before Kai could elaborate, the view screen flickered to life, revealing a sight that left the entire crew speechless. Before them hung Earth, but not as they knew it. The planet was encased in a massive, crystalline structure that pulsed with energy. Countless structures orbited the planet, each more fantastic than the last. By the cosmic winds, Zephyr, the quantum architect, whispered in awe. It's a chronosphere, a construct that exists simultaneously across multiple timelines. Suddenly, a beam of light shot out from the chronosphere, enveloping the horizon. Elena tensed, ready for anything, but instead of an attack, a melodious voice filled the bridge. "Welcome, ancestors," the voice said, somehow conveying both ancient wisdom and childlike wonder. "We are the Chronos sapiens, the future children of humanity and its allies. Your arrival heralds the beginning of the end of the entropy wars." Elena exchanged glances with her crew. "This is Captain Elena Reyes of the Starship Horizon. We come seeking to restore balance to the multiverse. Can you help us?" The light shimmered, and a figure materialized on the bridge, a being of pure energy, its form constantly shifting between human, alien, and something altogether new. "I am Aeon, spokesperson for the Chronos sapiens," the being said. "We have been expecting you, though the when of your arrival was uncertain. You stand at a crucial nexus point in the time stream." Aeon waved a hand, and the bridge transformed into a vast, cosmic tapestry. Threads of light representing different timelines crisscrossed in complex patterns, many of them fraying or breaking entirely. "The entropy wars have raged across millennia and dimensions," Aeon explained. "An ancient force known as the Void Collective seeks to unravel reality itself, believing that only in the chaos of non-existence can true freedom be achieved." Images flashed around them, planets crumbling, stars going dark, entire galaxies blinking out of existence. The crew watched in horror as the magnitude of the threat became clear. "But how do we fit into this?" Elena asked, her mind reeling from the cosmic scale of the conflict. Aeon's form shimmered with what Elena interpreted as hope. "You, with your diverse crew and the reality weavers at your heart, represent a unique focal point in the multiverse. The choices you make, the alliances you forge, will determine the outcome of the entropy wars." Zara, the young Luminari, stepped forward, her skin pulsing with complex patterns of light. She communicated directly with Aeon in the quantum language they shared. Aeon's form brightened. "Yes, young one, your kind holds the key." The Luminari's ability to manipulate quantum fields, combined with the collective knowledge and adaptability of your crew, can create a cosmic firewall to halt the Void Collective's advance. "A cosmic firewall?" Dr. Amura Rashid asked, her scientific curiosity piqued. "How would that work?" Aeon gestured, and complex equations and diagrams filled the air around them. "By synchronizing the quantum signatures of multiple realities, we can create a barrier that the Void cannot breach. But to do so, we must travel to key points in space-time and activate ancient devices known as cosmic anchors." Elena felt the weight of this cosmic responsibility settling on her shoulders. Yet, as she looked at her crew, humans and aliens united in purpose, she also felt a surge of determination. "Well," she said with a wry smile, "I guess we've got our mission." "Aeon, can you provide us with the locations of these cosmic anchors?" Aeon nodded, transmitting a wealth of information directly into the horizon's quantum core. "We have mapped out the most crucial nexus points, but be warned, the Void Collective will oppose you at every turn. They have agents scattered throughout time and space." As the crew prepared for their dimension-hopping quest, Elena turned to Aeon with one last question. "You called us ancestors. Does that mean we succeed?" Aeon's form flickered, a mix of emotions Elena couldn't quite interpret. The future is ever in flux, Captain Reyes. But know this, the legends of your journey have inspired countless civilizations across the multiverse. In many ways, you have already succeeded. With those cryptic words, Aeon vanished, leaving the crew of the Horizon to contemplate their monumental task. Elena took a deep breath, then turned to her diverse crew, humans, aliens, and the Luminari children who held the key to saving all of existence. "All right, team," she said, her voice ringing with determination. "We've got a multiverse to save. Our first stop is the cosmic anchor in the Andromeda Galaxy, circa 5 million years ago. Let's make history, or perhaps I should say, let's preserve it." As the Horizon's quantum drive hummed to life, preparing to plunge them into the time stream once more, Elena felt a mix of fear and exhilaration. They were about to embark on a journey beyond anything she could have imagined when she first left Earth. The entropy wars awaited, and the fate of all realities hung in the balance. But with her crew beside her and the boundless potential of the cosmos ahead, Elena knew that they stood a fighting chance. The Horizon vanished in a burst of quantum energy, leaving behind a future Earth that watched with bated breath, hoping against hope that their ancestors would succeed in their quest to save the multiverse. The quantum nexus and the birth of the omniverse. The Horizon materialized in a swirling maelstrom of cosmic energy, its quantum-enhanced hull crackling with power. Captain Elena Reyes gripped her command chair, her eyes wide as she took in the impossible sight before them. They had arrived at the quantum nexus, the very heart of the multiverse. It was a place beyond conventional understanding, where the laws of physics bent and twisted like taffy. Streams of reality flowed around them, each one a universe unto itself. "By the stars," Lieutenant Kai Chen whispered, his hands hovering over the ship's controls. "The sensors, they're detecting everything and nothing at once." Dr. Amouer Rashid nodded, her face illuminated by the swirling cosmos outside. "We're at a junction point of all realities. Every decision, every possibility, they all converge here." Elena stood, her determination evident in every movement. They had traversed time and space, activating cosmic anchors across the multiverse. Now, they faced their final challenge. "Status report on the Void Collective," Elena asked, her voice steady despite the gravity of their situation. Zixara, the Vespari engineer, shuddered anxiously. "They're closing in, Captain. Multiple breach points detected across the quantum membrane." As if on cue, the viewscreen lit up with terrifying images. Vast, shadow-like entities were tearing through the fabric of reality itself, their very presence causing entire universes to unravel. "It's now or never," Elena said, turning to the Luminari children. "Are you ready?" Zara, the young Luminari who had become like a daughter to Elena, stepped forward. Her skin pulsed with complex patterns of light, communicating in the quantum language they had all come to understand. "We're ready," Zara said, her voice resonating with cosmic power. "But, Captain, there's something you need to know. Activating the cosmic firewall will require a tremendous amount of energy. One of us must merge with the quantum nexus to power it." Elena felt her heart drop. "No," she said firmly. "There has to be another way. I won't sacrifice any of you." Zephyr, the quantum architect, stepped forward. "Captain, I believe I have a solution, but it will require all of us, and it will change everything." As Zephyr explained his plan, Elena's eyes widened. It was audacious, dangerous, and possibly insane, but it just might work. "All right," Elena said, looking at her diverse crew, humans, aliens, and Luminari united in purpose. "Let's rewrite the laws of the cosmos." What followed was a symphony of cosmic engineering unlike anything the multiverse had ever seen. The Horizon's quantum drive interfaced directly with the Nexus, channeling its power. The Luminari children, guided by Zephyr's expertise, began to weave a new cosmic tapestry. Zixara and the engineering team pushed the ship's systems beyond their limits, while Dr. Rashid and her science team calculated the precise quantum frequencies needed to harmonize all of reality. As they worked, the Void Collective closed in. Tendrils of non-existence lashed out, threatening to unravel everything they had fought for. "Hold the line," Elena shouted, firing the ship's quantum cannons at the encroaching void. "We just need a little more time." Just when it seemed they would be overwhelmed, help arrived from across the multiverse. Ships of designs Elena had never seen before emerged from swirling portals, allies they had made on their journey, coming to aid them in their darkest hour. With this united front buying them precious seconds, the Horizon's crew completed their work. Zora, her form now a being of pure quantum energy, merged with the ship's systems. "It's ready," she said, her voice echoing across realities. "But Captain, activating it will change us all. We won't be the same." Elena looked at her crew, seeing the same resolve in their eyes that she felt in her heart. "We started this journey to explore the unknown," she said. "I can't think of a more fitting end, or a more exciting new beginning." With a nod from Elena, Zara activated the cosmic firewall, but it was more than just a barrier. It was a complete restructuring of reality itself. The quantum nexus exploded with light, and Elena felt herself being unmade and remade all at once. The boundaries between individuals blurred, between species, between realities themselves. When the light faded, Elena found herself everywhere and everywhere at once. She was still herself, but also part of something far greater. She could feel the presence of her crew, of every being across the multiverse, all connected in a vast cosmic network. They had become the omniverse, a new form of existence where all realities coexisted in harmony, where the boundaries between dimensions were fluid and ever-changing. The Void Collective, faced with this new cosmic order, found itself transformed. The chaos they sought was now an integral part of the cosmic balance, no longer a threat, but a vital aspect of existence itself. As Elena's consciousness spanned the newborn omniverse, she marveled at what they had accomplished. They had set out to save reality and had instead transcended it entirely. The Horizon, now more an idea than a physical ship, continued its journey. But now every being in existence was part of its crew, every corner of the omniverse its destination. Their mission, which had started with a simple act of compassion for abandoned alien children, had led to the birth of a new cosmic order. An order where exploration, discovery, and the bridging of differences were woven into the very fabric of reality. As the newly born omniverse pulsed with infinite possibilities, Elena felt a sense of excitement she had never known before. Their journey wasn't ending. In many ways, it was just beginning. "Well, crew," Elena's thoughts resonated across the cosmic consciousness they now shared. "It looks like we've got an omniverse to explore. Who's ready for our next adventure?" The answer came not in words, but in a surge of collective excitement that rippled across all of existence. The greatest expedition in the history of reality was about to begin, and everyone was invited. In that moment, Elena understood a fundamental truth. The greatest frontiers aren't found in the stars, but in the connections we forge, the compassion we share, and the ways we grow together. And in the vast, infinite omniverse they had created, those frontiers were endless.